The episode opens up with a young pink-haired girl, Cat1 Casario, traveling to a city named Royal Capital Dolly. She mentions that it's her first time visiting the town, and she is there to work for a company named RPG Real Estate, which helps people to rent, plan, and guide their properties. Cat1 wanders around the city and is surprised to see the tall buildings and people. She has lived all her life in a village, so she is especially ecstatic to witness a large city like this one. After some time, she finds RPG's head office and nervously opens a door. Inside, she finds the employees Miss Refuria, Fu, and Rakira waiting for the customers to arrive. Rakira mistakes her for a customer and calls for Refuria to address her. Refuria, the senior employee of the company, is currently trying to pick clothes for Fu, but Fu is refusing and running away from listening to her. Fu is a young non-human, and more precisely, a dragon lady with a tail. She currently has the appearance of a girl but can transform into a dragon whenever she wants. In the next scene, Refuria successfully gets Fu some clothes and welcomes Cat1 to their office. She inquires with Cat1 if she is looking for an apartment, and Cat1 affirms it. Cat1 then tells her the requirements of her apartment and also mentions her budget. Hearing this, Refuria shows her the pictures of some apartments and asks her to tag along to take a look at all of them in person. Following this, leaving Rakira in the office, Refuria and Fu leave the office to take Cat1 for the apartment tour. At first, Refuria shows Cat1 a treehouse that is quite far from the town. Because of the long distance, Cat1 refuses to live there. The group takes a look at a couple of other apartments, but Cat1 does not like any of them. At last, Fu tells Cat1 that a room beside her apartment is empty, and she can shift there if she wants. Hearing this, Cat1 becomes excited, takes a look at the apartment, and decides to stay there. The only problem with the apartment is that non-human creatures live there, and Cat1 will not understand any of their languages. Fu also becomes happy after Cat1 takes the apartment and asks her to be friends. Next, the group returns to the RPG head office, and Refuria asks Cat1 to sign the contract for the apartment. Right then, Cat1 introduces herself as one of the new employees of RPG Real Estate. Refuria is shocked to know this, and later all of them welcome Cat1 to the workplace. The following day, after having a delicious lunch prepared by Rakira, Cat1 receives her first call from a customer named Luna Rain inquiring about a property. Refuria tells her that she is a big celebrity and that they need to behave properly for Luna in front of her. Before they could prepare for Luna's visit, Luna arrives at their office and asks them to show her some properties. Refuria assumes that she would like an expensive and big mansion and takes her on to visit such properties. However, Luna shows no interest in such lavish houses. Seeing her lack of interest, Cat1 finds a simple house for her in the middle of the Gustav flower garden, and surprisingly, Luna loves it and decides to settle there. At last, Refuria appraises Cat1 for her observation and for helping them out on her very first day. Happy Cat1 returns to her apartment and decides to take a rest after her very successful first day of work. The scene then fast-forwards a week when Cat1 and Fu have become close to each other and go to work together. Later, Cat1, Fu, and Refuria are walking through the dark forest of Baleka to meet Lady Sadona, their boss. Refuria seems very nervous to meet Lady Sadona and worries about her appearance. However, Cat1 and Fu are normal and suggest Refuria worry less. After walking for some time, the group arrives at the entrance of the Dark Lord's castle and is welcomed by Lady Sadona. Sadona gives a brief introduction about the palace and informs them that she wants to rent out the empty spaces in the palace. Following this, Sadona takes them for a visit around the properties to be rented out. At first, she shows them a den-like place with holes in the wall where no humans would want to live. Later, in an underground room situated beside a well, Sadhana also presents them with a room whose walls are black because of charred smoke. After showing all the unusual properties, Sadhana mentions that she wants the girls to help her rent out the properties as soon as possible. Way back from the castle, Refurious seems upset, because she knows that no humans will ever want to take any of the properties that Sadhana presented them.